You might have seen the news that a newly appointed Formula One team manager realized that all the 20,000 parts of their Formula One cars are managed in an Excel spreadsheet, which provided serious issues from usability, scalability, maintenance, collaboration, and of course security. In this video, I would like to show you an alternative with Acterys and the related benefits. Let's have a quick look. Here we can see now the Acterys modeler, a software service-based service that is up and running in about 2 minutes. Here you can either automatically link to a variety of sources from ERP systems like Oracle, Xero, QuickBooks to major CRM and billing solutions and profit from next-level analytics and planning capability. What we can do now is we can upload our data also from Excel, and for this I've prepared a completely fictitious list of parts in Excel. So I have an Excel table here with product names, manufacturers, and a lot of other details. This I can now upload to Acterys. I'll just use a name here, then point to this file. Now Acterys will automatically analyze this file. It's come up and seen that these are the fields in the file, and I can create this table and upload it to Acterys. Acterys runs on Microsoft Azure, one of the most secure data store platforms on the planet. So you have every security measure thinkable, from intrusion detection, encryption, and so on and so forth. So it doesn't get more secure than this. Definitely a better option than having this in an Excel spreadsheet on your laptop. So what we can see now that we have this table now secure in Azure, and this is the structure. Could now edit data here as well, and this is limited by all the features that Acterys offers, so you can exactly specify what user is allowed to change what here. For example, they can only change tires, or you can specify any other detail what the users are allowed to do. So for the moment here we assume I'm the admin and I can do everything. And I can also change the model and extend it. For example, I could add additional columns here, and these can be more or less advanced. So for example, if I want to prevent users from entering the wrong category, I can just specify this is a linked column, and I want to have the target sourced from my category, which is another table that I have already prepared, which only contains the categories that we have in our file, and the name from that table. If I click here now on submit, I can see that the category selection is limited to this particular, to the items in these particular tables, and that is really just another table that I have here that currently contains the parts that I've set up. If I want to add a new item here now, I can immediately do this by saying I have here now another one called pipe, and that's then another option that I can select in the key Williams table. And if I edit this now, I have the new pipe option here as well. So this is a little bit the back-end side of things. Now let's have a look at the front end. So here I have now an empty Excel workbook with the Acterys add-in. In this add-in, I can now log on with my username and password. That gives me now access based on my credentials. So in my case, I can see everything, but as we discussed, some users might only see parts of it, and then also what they can edit is limited. For example, they might not be able to edit anything. So what I can do here now is I can access my table, the one that we saw before, and now I have all the flexibility that you know from Excel, but limited. So as we discussed before, for example, if I go to the category, I can only edit what I'm allowed to edit, but other things I can freely edit with all the Excel options that you are familiar with. So you have all the benefits of Excel, but in a controlled environment. I can then also see what are the things that were changed. So I can see all the changes here, and I could even reject them if I don't want them. Or if I'm happy, I can save them, and they are then automatically saved back in the database. So this is the and just a limited option what it can do in Excel. The next thing I would like to show you is how it can be integrated in other systems. For example, Power BI. Power BI is a self-service analytics solution, which is also a product by Microsoft, which is becoming the standard for data analysis. And here we can see now one of our sample dashboards, which includes the Acterys capabilities, so all the write-back planning and extended analytics components that Acterys offers. And I would like to just quickly show you a very simple option that you have. So we can now start a new report here, and we will see now the new table that we have created, so the Williams table. And now we can use normal Excel features. So we can say, okay, I want to see the average price by category. And get the outcome directly shown here with all the Power BI options. So if you want to switch to a different visualizations, you could do that. So you have all the capabilities of Power BI. But we could also do more interesting things. So for example, we could take a more advanced visual and say, what is influencing price? So let's take the price, and then we want to analyze this by a few features. We want to analyze this by category, by country, by material, by manufacturer, and see if there's any interesting outcomes. So what happens here now is that Power BI automatically identifies interesting things. For example, here I have the key influencer that drives the increase of a price is the tire category. This was just a quick overview of how to run your processes more effectively with intelligent editing, planning, and write back, where the data is stored securely in a single version of the truth in the cloud. There's also an on-premise option, so if you really want to, you could do this on-premise and store the data in your own server. But from a maintenance perspective, and likely also from a security perspective, it's much simpler to store this in the cloud. And then with this single version of the truth data, you have then a myriad of options to effectively collaborate around the data, in particular around editing, but then as you've seen, also the analysis of the data. If you have any questions, James, maybe you're interested, I would be happy to have a chat with you as well, but also to anyone else that is interested to manage their data, their planning and collaboration processes around data more effectively. Thank you.